Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're here with a brand new video. This time with WINX Club Season 9 or Reboot, whichever one it is. I'm hoping they fix all the grievances I have, which we'll be talking about in this video. Make sure to click that like button, and if you're new here, hope you enjoy and subscribe. Now let's start with the video. Let's start off with all the main characters and the grievances I have with them, and what I want the show to change about them in the new reboot, and what I want them to maintain in the reboot. According to the poster that we've seen for the latest reboot, Layla or Aisha, whichever one you guys grew up with, because in my case, I grew up with Layla up till about season 4, and then they threw in Aisha in season 5 for some reason. So according to the posters, Layla will be in season 1 from the start rather than starting off from season 2, which is a good thing because Layla had those leadership qualities that Bloom did not have in season 1, and for some reason she became the leader in season 1, which shouldn't have been her. It should have been Stella, but we can get that to a minute. Bloom had absolutely zero knowledge and experience in season 1, and somehow she became the main lead and she just magically knows how to do everything. That is one of the things that pissed me off so much. Growing up, Bloom had been my favorite character throughout the show, and then afterwards I was like, wait a second, this ain't right. Because there are always those few things that you overlook as a kid, but then watching it again when you're older makes you realize that you were damn wrong to favor this character. One of the worst possible things Bloom did during the very first season was how she crashed the arena battle and competition in Red Fountain, even though she wasn't invited, and then literally attacked one of the princesses of another kingdom, planet, whatever. Assuming she was a witch. Diaspro was done so dirty during that episode, and she doesn't even get an apology. To be fair, it's not entirely Bloom's fault, but it's also not entirely Diaspro's fault. It's actually neither of their fault. Well, okay, it's partially Bloom's fault, but it's mostly Sky's fault for pulling both girls. I used to like Sky as a character and thought these two were the perfect couple. Damn, I was so wrong. I mean, the most simple solution was don't get involved with two girls. You don't have to tell her the entire truth, and I'm talking about Bloom here. Don't have to tell her the entire truth. You're a prince and whatnot. Obviously, according to Winky, it said that Brandon and Sky switched places because of some sort of threat to Sky. So don't tell her the entire truth, but at least tell her that you're engaged with some other girl and that you just want to stay friends, or if you do want to become more than friends, at least break it off with the other girl before getting close to the other one, aka Bloom. I really hope they change Diaspro's introduction. I mean, not entirely, but I hope they do change Bloom's aspect and stuff. Even if they maintain that scene where she does crash into the competition in Red Fountain, she could then, instead of being a pick-me and he doesn't like me, he's all that and yada, being all a self-centered brat, she could actually feel bad about what she's done and apologize to Diaspro. That was one of the things she should have done in the first place. She should also explain what she knew, and then Sky should have apologized to both of them. I'm really hoping they fix this issue in the reboot, or don't take it that route in the reboot. As for Bloom, there's a lot of changes required in her character, and I'm sure most of you all will agree with me. Just because she's the main character does not mean she has to be a complete brat. Bloom's whole origin story and her entire execution was the best part of the original WINX Club, which is probably why they went overboard with Bloom's character. The new WINX Club better make her origin story just as good or even better than the original. Something else I wish for the new reboot to have is character-centric seasons. The first two could be Bloom's, and the next one one could be Stella's, and so on. And instead of focusing so much on their clothes and their transformation, which they do way too much, like in every single season there's at least two different transformations, especially in the later seasons after post season 4. Yeah, I'm hoping the new show does not focus too much on that and rather focus more so on the storytelling. The later seasons lack the creative writing and focus more on their fashion. Let's hope they do not make the same mistake with the reboot. Let's talk about these specialists now. For starters, Riven. Okay, in the first season, Riven had a complete bad boy act and was totally super obnoxious and horrible to everybody. But the thing is, he then develops throughout the season and then regresses in the next season, which should not be happening. For God's sake, let him keep his growth, please. Not only that we do not see any development or background for the rest of the WINX, we do see some, but not enough. We don't see any for the specialists, which we want. Like, we have no background on Timmy, no background on Brandon, nothing on Helia. Like, we only have snippets of everybody else except for Sky. I know they're just supposed to be their boyfriends and whatever, but WINX Club made them just as equally as important as the fairies. So give them more background, give them more development, give them more character, please. In the first few seasons, they were more than just boyfriends. They had their own agenda, they had their own motives. In the later seasons, the writers were all, who are you again? Going back to the specialists themselves, Timmy and Tekna's relationship was basically non-existent. I'm really sick and tired of seeing Sky and Bloom the only ones to get relationship screen time, or Stella and Brandon, but none for the others. The reboot better give equal screen time for their relationships for all of them. On the note of specialists, how come Naboo is the only specialist who is also a wizard? Especially considering that the school is run by a wizard, aka Helia's uncle. Naboo should not have been the first wizard in the good guy group. It should have been Helia, as his own uncle is a wizard and he runs the entire specialist school. On that note, how come there aren't more wizards in the realm of magics or whatever? I have a lot of grief with this show because I grew up with it. On the note of retcons that I want them to fix is Brandon and Stella's relationship. In season 1, it was off to a flirtish kind of relationship where they were just flirting around until the very end of the first season, and they officially became a couple because they found out about each other's secrets, particularly Brandon. And Stella was not offended. Well, okay, she was offended slightly about that, but then she came around. She accepted him for who he was, which is big yes in a relationship. They further delved deeper into that relationship during season 2 when Brandon fell into a waterfall and Stella, without thinking, dived right ahead. Not to mention, it's not like Sky and Bloom's relationship where he's a yes man to anything Bloom says, and if he doesn't, she's all, oh, he doesn't care about me anymore. No, he just disagrees with you, girl. Come on, stop being dramatic. I really hope if they're going to keep Bloom and Sky a couple, they fix his toxicity and Bloom's as well. On the note of character assassinations regarding the later seasons, especially Stella's and Riven's, of course, but mostly Stella's because she's the main character. Stella is far more intelligent and competent than people give credit for, aka the fandom. She faced complete character assassination during season 6 that made no sense whatsoever, especially because it retcons all the development she went through from season 1 to season 5. She moved on from being immature and irresponsible and annoying in from season 1 to season 3 by becoming a bit more responsible and saving her family, her kingdom. She's a lot more intelligent than we give credit to. In season 5, it's explicitly said by Stella that she knows a lot of things about Stellaria, which indicates she grew up in the royal palace, watching her dad deal with political issues and etc., how to run the country, country knows every little thing about the royal court, and she even showed her take charge attitude when her father was under a spell and convinced her people that she is the right one to be in charge. So where did that development go in season 6 when she had the chance to prove she could be a queen? That's right, down the drain. Yes, she can be immature at times, but when she is, it's always Brandon who corrects her or helps her to improve, and vice versa. So the fact that she totally screwed up in season 6 when she finally became queen for the day makes absolutely no sense. I blame lousy writing because season 6 as a whole was a whole other level of lousy writing. Let's talk about the fact that these girls never get reprimanded for anything, like they're treated like some special girl. I get it, they're the main characters, but still, the only time they actually got reprimanded and got punished for their actions was in season 1. After that, they were treated like special fairies. Like, hello, they're not the only ones there. You got an entire school. Like the fact that these 6 girls were the only ones sent to Cloud Tower for extra training. Not to mention, because of Bloom, they were all like, you can take your kids out of school, but we're gonna keep Bloom here. I mean, huh? How is the safety of one girl matters more than the entire school? That is pure favoritism right there. I really hope they show less favoritism and less exceptions in the reboot for these girls, and they get more punishment for things that are obviously wrong. And isn't it the teacher's job to fight bad guys, not theirs? Aren't they the kids, the students? And that's all I have to say for this video. If you guys want a part 2, let me know down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.